presents the Endurance Countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transmission.
Welcome to the IRWIN Tools Endurance Countdown, speedcafe.com's exclusive video preview for the 2011 V8 Supercars Season of Endurance. I'm Rowley from Speed Cafe. With me is Jack Perkins and Jewell. Jack Perkins, of course, Paul Morris Motorsport driver, Fujitsu Series driver, and the son of six-time Bathurst winner Larry Perkins. You guys might remember that Larry Perkins did the Endurance Countdown with us last year. We couldn't afford the old man this year, but we brought in Jack, so thanks for coming.
Pleasure to be on, looking forward to it.
And we've got Jewell as well. He's the V8 Supercars Series commentator and speedcafe.com columnist. Chris, thanks for coming.
Yeah, great.
The first team we'll discuss on the IRWIN Tools Endurance Countdown is the Holden racing team. They're number 1 and number 2 factory Holden entries for James Courtney, Cameron McConville and Garth Tander, Nick Percat. Now, James Courtney left Ford and went to the Holden racing team this year, took the number 1 with him and hasn't had the season that is expected of a reigning champion. Currently sitting 21st going into Phillip Island and Bathurst. Now, Jewell, I guess the positive for him is that he doesn't have to worry about a championship this year. He can go there solely focused on the taking endurance wins.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, things can only get better, can't they, for James Courtney? He's languishing in the point score. Scored that win in race 2 of the year, but hasn't really done much since. Somehow manages to find a way to run into things at every race that he's been to thus far, every event at least, so it has to just improve for James Courtney, and he's pretty good at Bathurst. He's been on the podium before. Phillip Island, obviously the lead up to that, give them the chance to fine-tune their mount, but I think the deeper problem for HRT at the moment is they just don't have any genuine inherent speed, and for whatever reason they're not consistently at the front, so it'll take their very best to be able to focus on Phillip Island and Bathurst. But we saw last year they did very well late in the race at Bathurst when the car started to find some speed after a pretty ordinary practice and qualifying session. So Courtney McConville's a good combination, but yeah, I'm not convinced they've got everything they need.
Jack, as Chris was saying, Courtney's being teamed up with Cameron McConville. Now, Cameron has a big weekend. He's not only got his drive with HRT, but he's also got his role in the V8 Utes and as driver standards observer for a Carrera Cup. Is that too much to squeeze in to a big meeting like Bathurst?
Well, no. Any laps you can get at Bathurst during the weekend are going to help your cause for Sunday afternoon. The biggest thing here is I'm not sure why they split Tander and McConville. They were a podium contender, well, they were on the podium last year, and now they've swapped partners. So it's interesting to see that they've done that. But you know, McConville's a proven co-driver, and I'm sure he'll do the job.
Chris, Garth Tander and Nick Percat are in the second HRT entry, and we don't need to discuss Garth Tander. I don't think he's a known quantity. Won the race twice, finished on the podium last year. Nick Percat is his co-driver, Bathurst debutant, factory team. Is his inexperience the concern?
Oh, it has to be. He's done one Bathurst event, you know, at championship level, and I think that this year he's shown some really good speed in the Fujitsu Series. He's picked a couple of fights he perhaps didn't need to pick, but the pressure's certainly on Nick Percat. Under the current guys and the way the format works, if you can just keep your nose clean, you're a genuine chance. My nervousness for any of these less experienced co-drivers, if they're in combat with some of the other primary drivers and there are no safety car periods, the distance that they may fall behind in doing a clean job may negate the ability of Garth to get to the line where they need to be. So there is a question mark there for Nick, and they've got faith in his ability, and he has got some speed, but you know, I genuinely think that McConville-Tander combination might have been their super combination, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
We'll see how it goes. Speed Cafe caught up with Nick Percat at Queensland Raceway to talk about the 2 biggest V8 supercar races of his life.
Anyone that drives a HRT car at Bathurst, for instance, is under a bit of pressure just from the fans on the top of the mountain. There's definitely a good following for the Toll HRT team up there, so I'm just looking forward to getting into it, and partnering with Garth, it helps a lot because the guy knows exactly what he needs from the car, so he'll be able to concentrate on setting it up, and I'll make sure I'm comfortable in it, and I just can't wait to get to Phillip Island and have a good crack at having a good result.
That was Nick Percat, currently competing in the Fujitsu Series, and of course will drive with Tander in the endurance races. Jack, you've been competing against Nick in the Fujitsu Series. Is there still that big gap between the Fujitsu Series and the main series?
Well, there is and there isn't. Obviously, the level of competition in the main series is up a level, but the best thing Nick will have at Bathurst is competing in the Fujitsu Series. It'll give him extra laps. They'll make the car as similar to Garth's car as possible for him, and those practice sessions qualifying and those 2 races in the Fujitsu Series are crucial to Nick's success.
That's the Toll Holden Racing Team. The IRWIN Tools Endurance Countdown is underway for 2011. We'll be back with more tomorrow.
When you've got a job to do and not much time to do it, you can't beat IRWIN Groove Lock pliers. With an innovative press and slide button, they adjust twice as fast as a regular pair of multi-grips. IRWIN Tools.